just a minor thing, and I'm a minor king.
Underway, just a few seconds, and Glenswilly won in possession. The ball knocked forward there to corner forward Daniel Gallagher. They've made a number of positional changes significantly. Team captain Kieran Boner's gone to midfield, Barry Malloy has gone to right half forward, and Jared McGranahan, who was named at full forward, has come out to left half forward. So ringing the changes earlier on, and it worked because they got possession from the throw in and won a free. It was a foul there on Daniel Gallagher by Paddy Joe Doohan, who's stepping in there at full back, and this is going to be Gary McFadden with a free from the 21 metre line. He's about 10 metres in from the sideline, left-footed kicker, so ideal for him. But he gets it all wrong, kicks it away across, but an error there. Neil Gallagher going for it, he didn't get there, but the ball breaks out and it's going to be picked up out on that far side by Gallagher. The ball's played in here. Daniel Gallagher's inside again, fists the ball in. Cloughaneely should get there. The ball breaks away. Defenders do well and just boot it out of the danger area there. Joe Gallagher now in possession, turns away nicely from his opponent, and Joe Gallagher's up to his 45. He's got support inside him. He gives it back there to the halfback, Michael Canning. He's under pressure. Michael Canning will carry the ball, so it's going to be a free. And Darren McGinley, of course, is only starting lineup for Glenswilly. Sean Boner, who you mentioned, Francie Martin, you may have heard Francie Martin mention, injured his knee in training last Sunday, failing the fitness test. So Darren McGinley starts at number 16, but they've made a number of positional changes. He's up on the forward line, in fact, and we'll just sort out the defence very shortly. But here's another free for Gary McFadden, much closer into goals, but has he got it right on this occasion? Comes after exactly 2 minutes of play. Gary McFadden got a sighter earlier on, poor effort earlier on, Martin, but some slack defending there really by Cloughaneely.
Yeah, Cloughaneely haven't settled well at all in defence, especially, and Glenswilly won the throw and worked the ball up the field and had a half chance of a goal. They worked it inside, and they just seem to, so far, have they beaten them, and definitely Cloughaneely's defence hasn't started well, but a good free.
Out the midfield, right to the head of Joe Free. That battle going on there. Free not happy about the challenge. The ball goes to ground. The Glenswilly have it again, and they're coming forward here in the form of John McFadden. John McFadden getting possession just inside the Cloughaneely attack, plays the ball down the line looking for Gary McFadden again. Gary McFadden favours the left foot and taking on the defender there, Kevin Gallagher, and doing well. I know he swings one with left. Gary McFadden, that's a wonderful score. Had a poor record earlier on, but no such poor effort there. That's a fantastic score, Martin McHugh.
Fantastic score of his left foot. He's only just 17, turned 18 years of age. Lovely left foot on him, and causing a lot of problems for Cal Gallagher already. He was a young lad in the corner running here, and he's got that height advantage on him, but they're getting the ball into him, and he's got a great left foot, and he kicked a great free over the bar and a good ball down. Neil Gallagher won the ball, the first battle in the field, and great point.
Brought down, but Cloughaneely to get the breaking ball on this occasion. And it goes, and the tackle going on inside there. But the ball's won inside there by Charlie Boner, who's back helping the defence. Cloughaneely working their way out. There's players free here. Charlie Boner gets possession again. He plays it out to Kieran Boner, wearing 12, but playing at midfield, coming up to zone 45. Cloughaneely taking time to settle, and Glenswilly doing well. The ball goes down the line to John McFadden. He plays it inside again to Daniel Gallagher. And certainly the Cloughaneely defence in trouble at the moment. Ball played inside now to Darren McGinley. Darren McGinley turning away from the defenders and trying to get through. He's taking the tackle very well. He seemed to throw that ball. Connie the Garris's play on comes out to Daniel Gallagher. He drops it in, and the ball's going to drop wide on the far side. And the early indications, Martin, that Cloughaneely certainly are going to have to up their game and start winning a lot more possession, because two men inside, first ball forward, and Glenswilly dealt with it very easily there.
Yeah, it's about physical power, and we definitely talked about it, Charlie, as we watched them just standing up for the photograph beforehand, the power of the Glenswilly men, and that's what's making the difference so far. They've got the power over the men, and the full back line, Cloughaneely, Cal Gallagher, he's small compared to Gary McFadden standing beside him. The big battle is inside, where 15 Daniel Gallagher's gone to full forward in his battle with Paddy Joe Dugan, and he's got that height, and he's won 3 balls in one, and he's won the 3 of them inside, and even on the far side, the sub Darren McGinley, who's playing left corner forward on the far side, is causing problems as well over there. So Cloughaneely have problems their full back line, and Glenswilly are winning the ball out the field, and they're playing with more passion so far anyway. I know they might be playing maybe with the breeze, Charlie, look at the flags on the far side, maybe they need a few points. Definitely have started it better, but they're playing with that more aggressive, that will to one.
Michael Canning doing a man-to-man job on Dennis Boyle. Here comes Cloughaneely now trying to work their way forward. Liam Boyle gets possession. He's able to use the ball very well, and the ball's played outside. This is good movement now. Forward here. Chance for him with his left foot, but he's in with the right foot. He's back onto his right foot. He shoots. The back one's going to drift wide. But the first sign of a good attack there by Cloughaneely, and interesting, Martin. Plenty of players coming at speed to support the man on the ball there.
I think that's the difference we talked about the two teams. It's physical power. Cloughaneely are, they like to play quality ball through Coyle. Coyle gives a ball off, play the ball and inside to Sean Maguire coming off his man. Sean Maguire laid it off to the runner coming through. That's the way they like to play their football. You can see that, and they're playing with, basically, we look at it now, a 2-man full forward line, and inside of Sean Maguire and John Paul Gallagher.
Joe Freeland and Liam Gallagher compete when it comes to Colin Kelly. Colin Kelly plays a short ball out here to Kieran Boner. Kieran Boner up along the line looking for Daniel Gallagher. Goes low, but he couldn't take it. He seemed to touch the ball on the ground. Referee says play on. The ball's picked up by Barry Malloy. This pass is a poor one. Neil Gallagher still free, and he gets the possession about 70 metres out and coming up to the 45, looking for the man inside, but better defending on that occasion there. Michael Lynch coming across from the corner back, and a big ball forward, but plenty of men back for Glenswilly, and they deal with that very, very easily. Harry Gallagher plays the ball forward to Colin Kelly again. Colin Kelly's on the Cloughaneely 70-metre line, trying to get around a couple of players. He sweeps it out here to the far side to Kieran Boner, seeing plenty of the ball earlier on. He's faced and faced down, and well played there by Ernie Coyle. Now Liam Coyle has it, and he's fouled immediately. Players inside on the move, and the referee now took the ball forward, and John Paul Gallagher trying to find a bit of space. Liam Coyle plays an angled ball out for him. The defender does well, very good defending there, and the ball played away by Shonny Burke. Out it comes to Jared McGrenner, big strong lad, round 14, but got all wrong, and he was looking for a free.
It's interesting how he was a good defender. Barry Canning, round 6, has gone to the full back line to pick up John Paul Gallagher.
He's doing well, and here he comes now. Coming again, John Paul Gallagher has it, and he's dangerous. Plays a nice slow ball inside here. There's a better play by Cloughaneely, and in possession now, Sean Maguire gives it to Liam Coyle. Liam Coyle drops it in, should be the goalkeeper's ball, and Kieran Maguire comes and plays the ball out there to Neil Gallagher on his own 21-metre line. Glenswilly lead by 2 points to 0. Gary McFadden's got both of them. This is Colin Kelly outside his own 45, trying to go on a run. Ball knocked away from him, but he got possession back. Liam Coyle was doing the tackle. Comes to Colin Kelly again, and he's got Kieran Boner running forward of him. And now he's going to play it long, and he does play it long in. And Gary McFadden comes out, grabs it with both hands, turned away. Well, he seemed to turn too often, and Connie O'Gara decides that he did probably have a little bit too much time on the ball there. Cloughaneely trying to play the short one, but nobody readily available. It comes now to the small man, Dennis Boyle, danger man Boyle, but he's well out from goals, but he plays an angled ball across, and that's good running there by Sean Maguire again. Maguire plays a lovely ball inside to John Paul Gallagher. John Paul gives it off to Cloughaneely now. Lovely bit of interplay there, and say Martin, even in these early stages, only 8 minutes gone, I know for first score, the interplay between the Cloughaneely forwards, very impressive.
Very, very impressive. Definitely, they won the ball in the middle of the field. They're making the difference, and just interesting. That was probably a mistake by Colin Kelly at the other end. I thought that Colin Kelly should have given the ball to Kieran Boner off his shoulder. You talked about in the comment there. He was going straight to the centre, didn't give him the ball. Ball was broke. He tried to hit Gary McFadden inside. The ball broke down. But great football up the field, and they're very, very quad. They're playing a two-man full forward line, and looking at it, they probably have beaten their men inside already. When you look at, especially Sean Maguire seems to be have the edge on the full back. Sean Burke at this stage, and they're playing. And maybe from a Glenswilly point of view, they're allowing that to happen. Maybe they should try to bridge the gap in front. But that was a lovely score, and that's what they're very good at, playing the ball and diagonal running across and laying it off to the runner coming through.
8 minutes it took them to get their first score, but just a point in it. Glenswilly 2 points, Cloughaneely 1 point in this intermediate championship final, live here from O'Donnell Park in Letterkenny. Here's Kieran Boner again in possession, tackled by Onie Coyle. Boner forced back way, and the pass isn't a good one. It's going to be picked up there by Barry Malloy. Malloy wearing 9, but playing out around midfield. John McFadden now plays it inside, and Daniel Gallagher's doing very well inside. He's a danger man, certainly. Big strong player, goes to ground, looking for a free. Referee says there was none. Kieran Boner pulls this one in, that just goes wide. It was a good effort by the team captain. He was just about 15 yards in from the sideline, on his right foot, taken from the right side, got the nice curl on it, but it just didn't curl enough. And with 10 minutes, just short of 10 minutes gone, Glenswilly 2 points. Gary McFadden's got both of them, one from a free, one from play. Cloughaneely 1 point. Kieran Scanlon finishing off a 4-man move with a good point. Out it comes to the middle of the field again. Up goes Neil Dollar. He didn't get it, but it's picked up by Kieran Boner, who's seen a lot of the ball. Bursting forward now. Pass inside here, and it could be danger. Colin Kelly has a man inside him. Darren McGinley's there. Darren McGinley going through. Paddy Joe Doohan's back. Darren McGinley chips it, and the ball. Goal there, but he was very close in, so it would have been a tremendous goal. But again, a good move. Cloughaneely hesitated in midfield, and Kieran Boner, I'm not sure who's supposed to be picking him up. I think it's only Coyle. He needs to get a lot closer to him, Martin.
He needs to get closer. He's picking up a lot of ball. Kieran Boner, he's leading by example as captain of the team, and he's picking up the ball. And he's dropping very, very deep and busting onto it. They're letting Neil Gallagher jump, and then Boner's busting onto the break. A lot of movement. It was a great goal chance, and I think he did chip for the goal, but he just chipped it over the bar.
Cloughaneely winning all the breaking ball at the moment. The ball knocked in there, but Cathal Gallagher does well in the corner, and now the ball played forward to Liam Coyle. This is the playmaker for Cloughaneely, and he drops the ball in ahead of John Paul Gallagher again. Gallagher certainly a danger man, looking for Maguire. The ball goes in, really good intercepting there inside by the full back line of Glenswilly, and the ball played out. Everything going through Neil Gallagher. Now it goes to Jeremy McGrennan again, coming over his own 70-metre line, up to halfway. Out it goes to Colin Kelly. Good interplay. Colin Kelly fists it forward for Daniel Gallagher outside the 45 now. Paddy Joe Doohan lets him go. He's coming across the pitch. Only Coyle tackling him. Goes to ground. Referee says that he was fouled, and Tony O'Gara not happy, and bringing the ball forward here for. That's twice or 3 times that's happened now. Cloughaneely showing a little discipline, because what would have been a difficult free now is going to be a pretty easy one.
Yeah, exactly, that's it. I mean, the Punishers a free just about 43 metres out. We'd say the free was where we see, just looking out there, Daniel Gallagher's on the ground out there, where just in that area where the free would have been given. There was a very, very hard kick, and was taken, and now is an easy kick inside for Glenswilly. But as you said, Neil Gallagher, everything's gone through him. If the attack breaks down, they're very good at putting and working the ball up the field.
Jeremy McGrenner's taking this free, kicks it, and takes it over the bar. Fourth point for Glenswilly, and they lead by 3 for the first time in the game. 12 minutes gone, absolutely no doubt about it. The men from the Glen, just out the road here from the O'Donnell Park, making much the better start. Cloughaneely showing signs that they certainly can create danger, but if they don't get possession in midfield, the forwards are certainly not going to be dangerous, and that's the big problem they have at the moment. Not winning enough of the breaking ball, very few clean catches, but Glenswilly winning all the breaking ball. Neil Gallagher goes up again, grabs it, goes to ground, and he's in control. It's a similar performance that we saw against Kerry in Ballybofey that Martin talked about, and against Whitlow down in Auckland as well, where he was magnificent for him. Here he is again. and Joe Freed giving him far too much room. Colin Kelly on possession now. He sells a nice dummy there. Sells another dummy going through, and just about 25 metres out on his left foot, drops it in into the goalkeeper's hands. Michael McGinley plays it outside to Ernie Coyle looking for support, and Liam Coyle's in a lot of space, but that was a very full ball. Liam Coyle actually did well, but loses possession again to Barry Malloy. He gives it back to Kieran Boner. Liam Coyle giving little chance with the pass out from defence. Conor Malloy has it again, and now it's Jared McGrenra somehow got it forward. Seems to be touched in the ground there by Gary McFadden, but he shoots the ball going. Daniel Gallagher gets it. Paddy Joe Doohan alone to get possession. The ball coming across. Cloughaneely seemed to have enough men. Cloughaneely very, very nervous here in the opening 10 or 15 minutes of this game. We've gone 13 now, and the ball was out for a sideline ball, and Cloughaneely's performance in the first 13 minutes here, really, really nerving.
Yeah, very, very disappointing so far from their point of view. But just give credit to Glenswilly. I was just thinking of Daniel Gallagher, and if he just had a left side, he's no left side. He turns all the time onto his right foot. If he's turned onto his left side, he'd cause a lot of problems, and he's having definitely won in the battle with Paddy Joe Doohan in there so far.
Here's Jared McGrenra coming across now, and too many steps for him as well. And Glenswilly have been guilty of that a few times. Connie O'Gara, the referee, very sharp on the whistle. Short free taken. Cloughaneely really need to open things up, and they haven't got enough men up the pitch at the moment. Liam Coyle trying to go to take short possession, but Rogers plays a ball straight into the hands there of Charlie Boner, a covering player. Neil Dollar has it again to McGrenra. All the big men doing well. Colin Kelly seeing a lot of possession as well on his own 70-metre line. The referee says play on. He was looking for a free. McGrenra has possession now. Gives the ball back to the corner back there. Harry Gallagher. Gallagher plays it to Neil Gallagher. Neil Gallagher plays it down the line. Wasn't the best ball in the world, but it's well played there by Barry Malloy. Barry Malloy plays it inside. Daniel Gallagher's in possession again. Daniel Gallagher on his right foot shoots, but that one's going to go wide. And Glenswilly 3 points up, Martin, on the amount of possession they've had. They could be twice that ahead.
Yeah, they should be further ahead, and definitely with that. At least one of their points by Darren McGinley was a good goal chance that he tried to chip it over. But I mean, they're definitely by far the better side so far. They're winning all the 50-50 balls. Important balls is important in Gaelic football to win. They're winning them.
Again, ball flicked on, but back goes Boner again. Charlie Boner gives it into Neil Gallagher. Everything going through Gallagher. His pass is a laboured one to Barry Malloy, but Malloy does well and plays it across now to Harry Gallagher. Numbers mean nothing in this team. Dennis Boyle trying to get to him. Dennis Boyle hasn't really been a factor in this game so far at all. McGrenra plays it forward. Not the best pass in the world. Harry Gallagher's done well since he moved across from left to right corner. Now Dennis Boyle has a chance to move forward. He gives it inside here to Joe Freed. Joe Freed has to go out left, and Joe Freed shoots. That's a fantastic so the player goes inside. What a point!
That was a fabulous point by Joe Freed. Maybe he'll give him the lift. Again, it was a wrong option up the field by Glenswilly, who gave the ball away, and Cal Gallagher, as you said, has moved across and has cut out the ball very well, and Darren McGinley on the far side and laid it off and worked up to Joe Freeland, and it's a great kick, and I mean that's the lift definitely the Cloughaneely wanted from. He kicked it from it was about, I mean you're talking about 50 yards for run past the 45-metre line, and I mean you're talking about whatever breeze was probably into his face, but then it's a great kick and a great lift. It's definitely a lift for Cloughaneely, and a lift they wanted.
Well, Neil Gallagher been winning the battle between those two very clearly, no doubt about it, but Jared McGrenra getting his hand to that, but it'll go out for a sideline ball on the far side to Cloughaneely. Anxious to get on with it, and Kevin Scanlon has the ball in his hands, but Robbie O'Donnell sends him back a few yards. He plays it short now to Liam Coyle. He meant him to get on the ball. He gives it back to Scanlon. We'll come back to Coyle again. Joe Freed's inside him. He gives it to Freed. Freed favours the left foot, but he's on the right and plays it forward here to John Paul Gallagher. John Paul couldn't take it, but the ball will come back to Joe Gallagher. Joe Gallagher, wearing number 12, he's in the right corner forward position at the moment. Gives it back to John Paul Gallagher. He's been forced out the way to his left foot and plays the ball out to Scanlon. Kevin Scanlon plays the ball inside to Maguire. This is the full forward. Sean Maguire was a man who through to the left hand side, but they haven't seen him. They'll have to work the ball way back here now. It goes across to Liam Coyle. Liam Coyle just inside the 45, decides to shoot himself. It was a poor effort. It's easily put inside there by Barry Cannon. Cannon hesitating, see the double hop the ball, but the referee gives him the advantage. Neil Gallagher forcing his way out, being tackled there, goes to ground, loses possession, gives it back. By Glenswilly, and Glenswilly now, Martin, guilty of just overplaying the ball and taking far too many touches out of it.
Yeah, you see, what's happening is that a lot of the midfielders, players are dropping back in Glenswilly, or dropping players back to cover the ball inside, and then when it breaks down, you got to give it away. And Neil Gallagher, it was a bad mistake by Neil Gallagher. He kind of went to ground, he slipped to ground himself with a good tackle, and he tried to play the ball back, and the player touched the ball on the ground. But it's just mistakes. But the thing about Glenswilly was, when you're on top, Charlie, we talked about this often enough. When you're on top, you got to take your scores, and they didn't get far enough ahead. And this is a chance for John Paul Gallagher to take Cloughaneely back within 1 point.
Yeah, not an easy free. Well, dead straight in front of goals, but it's about 42, maybe 43 metres out. Left foot, John Paul, very, very good left foot, this lad. And he comes usually a very good striker of the ball, gets the height, gets the distance, and gets the accuracy. Excellent score there by John Paul Gallagher, his first Cloughaneely's goal. And after 18.5 minutes, Glenswilly 4, Cloughaneely 3. And I'll have to say, although they're behind, Cloughaneely will be much the happier with that scoreline, Martin.
Definitely a happier team. Again, we talked about their forward line. Probably they do get quality ball into the forward line. They will definitely cause problems. Sean Maguire's definitely playing well at full forward when the ball goes up. And it's an interesting game. They were completely out of the game, and they're still right in the game because Glenswilly didn't take their scores, Charlie.
Right, it goes to midfield. The hands go up. Colin Kelly gets it, and he's got Neil Gallagher running off him, but he stops his run now. Kelly loves to run with the ball.
It's a good player, that Colin Kelly.
Yes, excellent player, Colin Kelly. Very, very good. Here's Daniel Gallagher. He gets it off to Kieran Boner. Kieran Boner gets it off to Barry Malloy. Barry Malloy has a chance. He shoots from 22 metres with all the time in the world, Martin. 4 wides for Glenswilly, and you have to say every one of them very scoreable.
Scoreable. We talk about the free that Gary McFadden missed at the very start. It was a very scoreable point. That was a great chance. Not alone a chance of a goal. They created the chance. Kelly is really playing well, and he's busting through the centre, and he's giving off good ball. Great ball, and the ball ended up. I think it was Kieran Boner came through, and Kieran Boner give it inside to Barry Malloy. And that was a great chance. It was a half goal chance if he keep going because Middle had opened completely up in front of him, and he kicked a terrible wide. And what happens with things like that, happening is heads go down out the field because of missing easy chances like that there, and heads even on the bench and that there are people in the stand there. That was a very, very easy chance to carry on and kick in. Very easy score. To answer back Cloughaneely scores to the other end, to get it back and put it back to a 2-point game.
Injury to Daniel Gallagher, third of the game for him, but he's recovered again, and the hands go up again, and this time it's picked up by Kieran Scanlon. Kieran Scanlon plays a ball forward, looking for Sean Maguire. Very useful coming out and getting possession. Maguire, he's got support behind him. There's a bit of tackling going on there by Kieran Boner. Referee Connie O'Gara, consistent, and brings the ball forward again, and John Paul Gallagher will come out, and it's 2 yards further out. Now we're going back to the studio just to get an update on the World Match Play from Ossian just after this free. It was all square with about 7 holes to play, and maybe 8 holes to play the last time we were there. So we'll see what happens with this free, and then we'll get an update. Paul McGinley was 3 down, of course, in the early stages. This afternoon, if the second 18 having lost the second and the fourth, having been 1 down at lunchtime. But they're back to level the last time we were here. Here's John Paul Gallagher. Can he get Cloughaneely back in level terms? From the 45-metre line, he strikes it well, he strikes it free. Lovely score by John Paul Gallagher. 21 minutes gone, the sides are level. Cloughaneely have scored 3 points in a row. Let's find out very quickly from Martin Kelly what the situation in that ball is. possession, and Gallagher goes it off. And Gallagher is forward here into the corner forward there. McFadden away from goals, and plays it back to Charlie Winner. And too long to look to go forward. Glenswilly are going across the pitch and back. That's allowed the defence really to pack in there as well. Then the options really put there. Gallagher has to pass the ball into Gallagher on the right. He's got the Patriots right. He goes back outside to Neil Gallagher. They've had the ball for about a minute. No progress forward. He's by the top and progress forward. Coming up to the 45. Great run by him. The first
players back in front now, the fullback, especially Glenswilly started really well. Glenswilly are dropping players back. I just noticed their stages. Charlie Bonin, number 10, is playing back. They're not putting him up the field. What's happening is it's allowing his man to drop back in front, and that's why they're not even getting the ball in. When you're winning ball in the full forward line, why change your tactic out there to allow Cloughaneely to drop a player back in front?
Way out on the right hand side. That's a couple of chances they've had. They've taken Charlie Winner and Kieran Winner 10 and 12 on their back, but they haven't really ventured inside the other half right through this game. I know that the numbers don't mean enough because they'll be making some changes. The referee now going to have a word with Michael Cannon. He's been giving Dennis Boyle a bit of a rough time of it. And Umbrellas not too happy about it. Pointing the finger at him. Boyle hasn't been a factor in this game, and if Cloughaneely are going to win it, he's going to have to be a factor. But they've done a man-to-man job on him, and you have to give Michael Cannon credit. He's been had the upper hand there, Martin.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're just looking at Charlie Bonin wearing number 10. He's playing a centre half back, and 12 Kieran Boyle is playing in the middle of the field. But he's playing a centre back, but he's not going up the field. He's just dropping back in front all the time.
Joe Free winning possession because Liam Paul outside and he gives it to Joe Free. Far too anxious to get involved. He's silly stuff off the ball. Winning possession. There's 2 or 3 times I've seen him react to tackles, Martin. And he's going to get hit. What is the expect here? He's playing in the championship final. People to stand back and tell him how well he's playing.
Yeah, well, that's certainly right. But the thing about it as well is that he got hit there late now, and the referee is giving a free in where the ball landed. And I suppose he's just trying to disrupt Neil Gallagher as much as he can in that area and getting involved. And the game started really well. It was a good start, but it's been very poor this last 10 minutes. It's been very, and we're going to have a lot of scores coming from frees.
Here's another opportunity then for John Paul Gallagher. He's just about 10 yards in from the far sideline, kicking towards the dressing room area here at the O'Donnell Park. Connie O'Gara going to get on with it. He's already kicked a couple of very nice frees from central positions. Curling this in with his left foot. It looks to be very good. 3 points from frees with his left foot, Martin, and he's keeping them in the game at this stage.
Yeah, he's keeping them in the game with 3 great frees, but I mean, that's what he happened here. Giving away silly frees. One of them was taken forward. The other one, that in there was a late tackle, giving away a free and giving away frees and John Burger. It's lovely to see a lad striking a ball off a ground like that with his left foot. He's a lovely striker. They've got it from Glenswilly's point of view. No one in the field not to be given them away. They've got the ball. And this last while, their tactic was playing ball into the full forward, and they've stopped doing that there. I mean, that last time you were seeing the comment, they kept playing balls across the field when they were going over. And the one thing about Cloughaneely, they're level in the match. They haven't played well. They haven't got going, and they're still, look at the scoreboard, they're level.
5 points apiece, and the clock tells us almost 27 minutes gone. We've got quite a lot of stoppages. Robbie O'Donnell was in passing some information on to Connie O'Gara. No action taken, so it couldn't have been too serious. Right it comes to midfield. Liam Barr, great for the fielding by the big midfielder. There's one looking for Maguire. Maguire goes. Tony Boyle goal to take that one. Brilliant for the play. The ball's not played.
Joe Free will show there, Charlie, when he's got it. That was that's the best catch of the match. Considering he's playing Neil Gallagher, and Glenswilly were kicking the kick outs of Neil Gallagher. It was a great catch.
John McFadden gives the ball away. The referee says that he threw it. There's a chance here Joe Gallagher has possession, but they'll probably wait. John Paul Gallagher not interested in coming out for this one. It's going to be Joe Free to kick it.
If Joe Gallagher keeps walking, he shouldn't be in the goal mouth, would it?
O'Gara's going to throw the ball up. No, in fact, he's gone out of wide. Well, in fact, it's further forward than it should be, but it's out wider. And John Paul Gallagher's coming out to take it. And this is awkward for him because the game was 10 yards here, Martin, from where that ball took place.
And that's what the linesman on this side should come into play, just to make sure at the time to take the field back where the incident happened. This will be interesting. It's wondering who's going to kick this with the outside of his boot now, but he's going around the ball, so it leaves it a longer kick because he's going to try to bend it over the bar as he runs up to it. This would be a good kick, Charlie, if he kicks it over the bar.
Wrong side for the left for the kicker. It's a good strike, but it's not going over the bar. There's a fist down there. The goalkeeper Michael Generally comes out in this position. His left foot pulls it across, but it's not a good ball. Maguire trying to get this on the ball, has it somehow through the fingers of the line. Maguire has it, he shoots in the ball. Martin McHugh, a comedy of errors as far as Glenswilly are concerned. They've lost, we talked about it, they've lost their shape this last while from video again. They were doing the right things early on the ball, but Cloughaneely couldn't kill them. But the ball landed in Kieran Morris, and he should have cleared the ball out the field. And he passed a bad pass out to Dennis Byrne. Dennis Byrne got went for a score. And the three players were running across the field. The ball was coming over behind them, Charlie. Sean Maguire, the ball just dropped. Remember, he had maybe held up on the one, it dropped into his hands, he cut it inside, and the keeper was right, but it still been off his line. And he chipped out, and he was going for a point, was he, Charlie? Maybe he went for the goal. I think he might have said the ball dropped into the net. It's a great boost for Cloughaneely, but here comes Glenswilly trying to respond. Colin Kelly's shot way out to the right side of the goal frame and wide. Daniel Dollar very, very unhappy with it. And does that make it 6 wides for Glenswilly? Five wides in the first half, and several of them, in fact, I'd say the majority of them from very close scoring positions. It's a remarkable game, football, good football, any sort of football. Cloughaneely 4 points to 1 goal at one stage in this half, and as we approach half time, they're 1-5 to 5 points up with, I would say, Martin, maybe 35% of the possession. Good play there by Eugene Maguire, the ball goes in, but 2-1 for the referee's like, and it's going to be a free. And Kieran Horner answers to it. I think the real call almost intercepted it. Neil Dollar's in a bit of space. Colin Kelly has it. He's pulled to the ground there. Kieran Rogers wanted to take it quickly. The referee tells him to settle down. And Jerry McGraw are coming out to take this real blow here for Glenswilly. And now the referee's going to go forward. Liam Coyle talking. This is the 3rd time that Glenswilly are going to have an easy free as a result of players talking, and I think the Cloughaneely management team are going to have a strong word with their players marking half time.
Yeah, that's really it's making frees easy to run. It's on the other end of the field too, they're giving away. Both teams have been indisciplined, very indisciplined in that situation.
McFadden off the game, 2 from 3s, 1 from 3. The difference is opposite to 2 points. We're inside the first minute of extra time. I didn't see how long we were going to have for extra time, but it certainly should be several minutes because we had several stoppages. 1-5 to Cloughaneely, it's 6 points to Glenswilly, it's 8 points to 6 in Cloughaneely's favour.
Just looking, very impressed that Colin Kelly so far in the game that he's playing. I'm just looking at him, he's only 21 years of age, and he looks like a player for the straight down.
He's an influence, but the smoothest matters. Sean Maguire's goal just a couple of minutes before half time. Glenswilly led by 4 points to 1 at one stage in this game, but they've just scored 2 points. In fact, Cloughaneely have been on to score a goal and 4 points. John Paul Dollar with 3 of those from 3, their main scorers. At half time, it's Glenswilly 6 points, Cloughaneely 1 goal and 5 points, a 2-point lead for the Caramel. We'll be back with the second half action from the O'Donnell Park. We're ready to go here, yeah. forward, 14 metres again, and what again would have been a difficult freeze become well, not very easy, but relatively easy for Gerald Cloughaneely.
And I mean, it's happening right away when the free's been given. There's just somebody talking to the referee, and right away, Connie Garrett's moving the free.
And he's done it from the start, so we can't complain that they didn't know he was going to do it. We've only gone 2 minutes of the second half, just the start that Glenswilly would have wanted.
We look at the 8 points in the scoreboard, and I see that 5 came from frees, and then 4 runners here have been taken forward, Charlie. Easy frees, and what a start for the second half. Glenswilly have started the second half the exact same way they started the first.
Absolutely, and Neil Gallagher gets hands for that, but it comes down to only Paul. He gets a couple of hard hits just to turn away. He visits to Joe Freed. Joe Freed's going to be tackled by Colin Kelly. Great run by Joe Freed. 6 or 7 Glenswilly men chasing him. Gives a short pass off there, and Kieran Scanlon somehow overcarried the ball. He was pushing and shoving going on, but the free's taken quickly over the linesman has his hand up. There's a bit of afters in there, and Robbie O'Donnell spotted something. Somebody's going to be in trouble here, possibly for striking Martin. Somebody down holding their face. I think it's John McFadden, the wing back, and Robbie O'Donnell.
The player they seem to be blaming is Dennis Boyce, so on the back coming over Harry Gallagher, coming over to 15 Dennis Boyce, or Dennis Boyce, sorry, and on the side of the field. You see what now, if he hit him, he's gone. I mean, there's no other option. He doesn't have probably on the side to him. Normally what a referee will say, or a referee will ask the linesman, is it a sending off? If he didn't see it, is it a sending off for a bookable offence? Is it yellow? It'll just be interesting to see what it is. He's taking his legal money now.
This question if it's striking, then he should go with it striking. There's a little bit of an incident just after Kieran Scanlon. Here goes for the pocket. What colours are going to be? Everybody holding their breath. It's yellow. And Dennis Boy can maybe lucky the Glenswilly man is still down. He's going to resume with is he going to throw the ball up? There's still treatment to John McFadden down there. Connie O'Gara. Seen it, he's back on his feet sitting now on McFadden, and I think this is even a little afters because of that. He's going to ball in up the 21, shoots and drops the ball. Glenswilly again have the momentum here.
Charlie, they're back in front. They play with that aggression. The problem is the first half, from their point of view, is that they didn't keep it up the first half. But they play with sheer aggression. It was a great run right through the centre. And he was hit late and all, but he's still knocked over a great point.
Ball taking a short lead in the right here. The ball comes out to Rogers, gives it to Cloughaneely. Cloughaneely pushing down the middle, plays a low ball in, looking for Dennis Boy. Dennis Boy has done very, very well. Colin Kelly has it now down, he's getting his free. And he goes his picked up by Michael Lynch. Michael Lynch gives it out here to Kieran Rogers. Rogers pushing forward, gives it to Liam Coy. Liam Coy knocks it inside to Owen Coy. Didn't do many favours, one would have to say. Michael Lynch has it again. Lynch gets it off here to Joe Gallagher. Joe Gallagher is supposed outside him, but he decides to go himself and he's doing the run. Sullivan down see the foul, and the referee allows it to go on, and he gets the ball forward here to Kieran Scanlon. Kieran Scanlon goes to ground, back on his feet again, leaves the position. Connie O'Gara says it's okay. That's right, tackling again.
Definitely two frees, and
Definitely two frees, I've got no question about it. But the ball comes out to Kieran Bonner, and Charlie Bonner running off him. The ball plays forward, Harry Joe Boohan goes to the goal there by Donald Gallagher. Referee allows it to be taken again. Kieran McGrennan done with a boot there. Separate them. Kieran Scanlon is also involved. Sorry, Joe Gallagher is also involved, but peacemaking going down there, and things just beginning to boil up here. Shonny Ball in there as well, having a word, and probably not happy with the referee just at the moment. Line ball's going to be taken down the ground. Gets over to Daniel Gallagher. Daniel Gallagher tries to push aside Boohan, but Boohan doing well, but he plays the ball forward. I'm not happy with the referee at the moment, Martin. Really.
No, I think that we go back to the last bit of play that there was two frees at least during the game, and the ball walked up, and I thought the throw back was fouled as well because in the free, and he didn't get a free, and then Glenswilly got the line ball, and the ball was given, and that was worked, and I thought he was definitely great. They've shown a lot, and Charlie, you've talked to them, a lot of them this year. That was interesting. They had blocked the ball or blocked the ball, but don't give it away easily. And this is a great chance here for Glenswilly, an easy free for Glenswilly to go 2 points up.
Jordan McGrenna are going to make it 4 points in a row since half time for Glenswilly. We expect to be low. It's in the 14-metre line. One thing about him, he's been consistent with this. Right from the start, he made it clear to players that he was going to bring balls forward. Players are wrong to realise keeping their mouth shut and going to cost my team score. I think people do these different things. There's two sides. So you don't give Cloughaneely took 8 minutes to score in the first half. Second minute longer now, Dennis Boyd trying to get through. He goes to the ground. Referee again allows him to be out there by Kieran Bruner. And Cloughaneely will feel that in the wrong end of the decision. Just a bit ahead there of Jeremy Greenwood. Doohan gets a short pass there to Scanlon. I'll tell you how he wouldn't do any favours. Scanlon gets it off to Doohan again. Doohan plays it forward here to Scanlon gives it to Liam Coy. Liam Coy changes the course of the attack, looking for Sean Maguire. Very good at possession. Gives it off to Eugene Maguire. Eugene Maguire gives it off to Sean Maguire again. Sean Maguire from the 21-metre line. Good run by him. He's got John Paul Goller inside him. He's been forced out the way, and the referee says that the ball will carry the ball, and it's going to be a free out. Sean Maguire not happy with the decision. Two complaints there. Francie Martin giving some direction. Whatever he said to Glenswilly is certainly right. Here's Colin Kelly in possession again. Better age about their game in the second half, and they're getting it forward. Substitute warming up down here. Ball played out to the far side. Coming back to the right. Together with Brian McFadden on this occasion. Kieran Rogers is going back to help him. He gives the ball into Rogers. Rogers forward. On the far side to Eugene Maguire. Forward gets a heavy hit. Has to give it inside to Only Coy. Only Coy's got support going off in the form of Kieran Rogers, the centre half back. And then forward, John Paul Goller on the run inside. This is Dennis Boyd. Dennis Boyd plays a lovely ball for John Paul Goller. This is danger here. He's inside. He's been held, and the referee allows the free. It was a good intelligent ball forward there by Dennis Boyd. John Paul Goller would have been in them goals. I think Barry Canning did the right thing in holding him up there, Martin, because definitely that one had goal written all over it.
It was very interesting that Connie Garrett didn't take any action at all there. That was definitely probably a yellow card at least to be given there, because a great ball won by Dennis Boyd inside. Good ball inside the defence of John Paul. He's been very, very dangerous inside. He's kicked already 3 points from 3 in the system and taken it back to a point again.
Not the news we were hoping for, Oisin, but a couple of par 5s coming up, 17 and 18, anything can happen there, so if that's going to go to the wire. This could go to the wire as well. There's just one between them. Glenswilly getting much the better start to 4 points at the start of the second half. It's taken 9 minutes for Cloughaneely to score, and they've introduced Kieran McFadden wearing 17, and he's replaced Kieran Scanlon, who was wearing number 10, so they're changing the forward line. He's out around midfield at the moment. He's followed by Joe Freeman, and again, Cloughaneely not happy about the decision. Referee Connie Garrett correcting that occasion. Ian Gallagher drops it in for McGrenna speaking away there, and that's good ball defended by Kevin Scanlon. Ball played forward now to Liam Coy. Liam Coy gives it inside to Joe Freeman. He plays it across here. It's a poor pass. Joe Gallagher having to work very hard to get there, and Kerry's doing it. Joe Gallagher has it now. He's taking a couple, and there's a man falling off him. Finally, it took a long time to happen. Cahill Gallagher is inside. Liam Coy's on the run again. Liam Coy has possession now, looking for his option. Give a short one to Cahill Gallagher. He plays a lovely ball outside here to Joe Freeman. Joe Freeman was a good left foot. We saw that. He plays a ball across to John Paul Goller. Terrible pass. Absolutely terrible pass by Joe Freeman. He's lost possession. Darren Grimley has it outside his own 45-metre line. Plays a poor ball. Colin Kelly goes well to get it. Sails a couple of of dummies. He's good at those. The ball comes back now to Harry Gallagher. Harry Gallagher plays a nice ball out to Charlie Boone on the right hand side. He's tackled by Sean Maguire. In it comes to Neil Gallagher. Just a point between them here. In the second half. Neil Gallagher using his strength, gives it forward here. Charlie Boone, Kieran Boone in fact. I think so, yeah. Kieran Boone still in possession up to the 45. In it goes, Doohan does well. And people telling me that Cloughaneely pull the ball out. Joe Figures uses full 6'3" to get the ball, but he gets it. Liam Coyle gives it forward to Dennis Boyle now. Dennis Boyle turns away nicely. He's got support to his right hand side from Joe Gallagher, but he loses possession. But he's got it again. There's a man playing on the side as well. We haven't seen him. He has seen him now. There's a half a goal chance here. It's a substitute. Kieran Fagin got loose inside, had the goal chance. Defenders closing in on him, but he got the shot in. And Martin, perhaps he should have done better.
He should have done better. Maybe the pass was a wee bit late coming in from Joe Gallagher. I just noticed that the Glenswilly supporters are not happy with Joe Gallagher. So he had him maybe off the ball and then the ball every time. That's all the ball so you can hear the ball inside. But the pass was from poor and that pass even inside was too laboured and too long to get it. And there was definitely a half goal chance where maybe he should have fisted. Joe Gallagher should have fisted it.
They'll bring the hands to it, but Neil Gallagher comes up with the ball and gives it to Colin Kelly. Danger with his possession because he wants to go forward. And here he goes forward again from round defenders. Onto his right foot, selling dummies. He still got it, but there was final effort was poor on this occasion. And the ball comes out. It wasn't a great pass out there by McGinley, the goalkeeper, but Amy Coyle goes back and get it and plays the ball back there now to the wing back John Stanley. Joe Gallagher, he plays it forward to Amy Coyle. He's got Liam Coyle forward up. These basics very, very clear today. The amount of possession he's getting now. Now Colin Kelly is beginning to get tired. Kelly plays it outside to Daniel Gallagher, giving him a lot to do. And Paddy Joe Doohan right there with him. Daniel Gallagher doing well, but the full back goes brilliant on this occasion.
He hasn't played him,
well, I don't know.
I think he pulled him away from the ball.
He's a much smaller man, both in size, height-wise and weight-wise, but the full-back done well. Cloughaneely now have it again, another great pass in. Liam Coyle gets possession. He plays a low one in, straight into the hands of Mike Canning. Cloughaneely's ball retention is just abysmal at the moment. Now here's a chance. Possession. He loves to take him on. Kieran Rogers is stepping up to take him. He knocks it forward. Kieran Rogers is opponent back in the game. He's staying to play for a moment. Dennis Boyle has it now. Coming up the line. Joe Free's free and down the right hand side. Liam Coyle's free on the side. Well, making a difference. Made a fantastic save there. We stay with the play because Cloughaneely are still holding possession. Joe Free gives it away to Liam Coyle. Short football. John Paul Gallagher coming out for it. The ball's played onto his feet. The referee said it was foul. Martin McHugh at the final moment in this game, perhaps.
Big moment if we look at the clock, just 15 minutes gone. Definitely when we look at the scoreboard, they wanted Glenswilly 4 points up, 1-6 to 10 points the scoreboard would have put them full. Great run down the centre, he knocked it over, Kieran Boone knocked it over the man's head, ran on to put it inside, give it into McFadden, coming in on his left foot. Let's give the keeper credit, like him, but done really well to make the ball.
Neil Gallagher not happy with Sean Boyle on the pitch there, giving instructions and in no uncertain terms tells him to get off. This is a chance of an equalising score. 15, just over 15 minutes gone. And Glenswilly lead by 10 points. But Cloughaneely's won 6. Cloughaneely have only scored once in the second half. This is Sean Maguire. Strikes it. There's a way out to the right hand side of the field. There's a couple of threes that he's missed. And those are all going to be vital. The chance on the other end even more vital. Just to tell you that in Sligo today, Strand Hill won the championship down there. It's their first title in 97 years and they won the final today by just 1 point. Had a long time to wait for a championship. These two sides have waited a long time for championships as well at this level.
But John Paul Gallagher kicking so well this week after I think this is why they didn't give him that kick.
The wrecking ball and the ball out to possession ahead of Michael Lynch and seems to kick the ball in the ground, but the referee gives him an advantage. He gives it inside now to McGrenna. McGrenna plays it forward. Vinny stepped inside. This is Kieran Boone. Kieran Boone with his right foot shoots at the field and scores. Very, very deep in the fence. But he moved well forward. Danger wherever he plays. He's taken out. Cloughaneely anxious to get on with it. Paddy Joe Doohan drops the
second point from play of the second half. He's moved in now, he's standing in the full forward in that area, and he's caught everything. He's a great direct runner with the ball every time he gets on the ball.
Ball played forward, not a good ball, but John Paul Gallagher will get it. It wasn't meant for him. He gives it to Dennis Boyd, who was meant for. He plays it on. Gets possession, and again, Cloughaneely giving away a good possession. Goalkeeper keeping him in the game. But 2 points down again now, and open spaces at the O'Donnell Park here. Charlie Boone gives it forward to Colin Kelly. Again, his instinct to beat the first man. Gives it to Darren McGinley, wearing 16, but he started this game on the place of Sean Boone. He gives it back to Colin Kelly. Colin Kelly gives it going across here.
It's a goal, Charlie. It's gone through the net. Dennis Boyd's going to be sent off.
Dennis Boyd's involved again. Dennis Boyd is really good, so he's going to go off. And there's a couple of them saying
it's only a second yellow card. He hit it on the shoulder. Neil Gallagher came from the bad ball at the other end of the field. Well cut out by Neil Gallagher. He's having a good game, controlling the game over. And he cut out the ball there, and that's a good sign of the midfield. Worked the ball up the field, got it up the field and controlled it. So many fellas look to be getting head in the field, and so the ball roll inside and the down cut through the centre and then flying through. And only one thing I have to say about hips is straight on the edge of the chip. They don't have to tie down the nets, Charlie, because the ball, a lot of people thought it was wide, and only for McGregor himself jumped and cheered when he hit it that people realised that the ball had hit the net, and the umpire went for the flag at this point. The ball went straight through the net, but what a finish, he kept the ball down. And I mean, a goal at this stage is important at Glenswilly. We feel that all this happened this last minute with the sending off and everything else. We feel that we've done nearly 20 minutes, there's only 10 minutes left, but it looks like at this stage it's going to look like Glenswilly's game.
1-6 in Glenswilly's favour, and certainly looks for a game. We've got a 5-point lead. McGregor has it. McGregor gives it off to Neil Gallagher. He's got a huge influence in this game. Gets the ball back there, seems to clean the ball with one hand. Down the drops it, and he gets it again. Gives it out to Joe McGregor. The big men doing there for Glenswilly. Launch the ball straight in there again. Good bit of defending there as well. It was Eugene McGregor who was the last one back. And Joe McGregor gets it off to him. It will take something out for Cloughaneely to come back in this game. He's only scored a point in the second half, and there's 20 minutes gone, just not good enough. Ball played out wide here now. Joe Gallagher gets possession. They need a goal, there's no question about that. John Paul Gallagher coming off him, but he's running around the cul-de-sac. Gives it back to John Paul Gallagher. He's got Liam Coyle inside him. Liam Coyle, but Glenswilly are hunting him packs. The ball's played across now to Only Coyle. Only Coyle gives it off here to the substitute who's just come on. Gets the ball off here to Malloy. Malloy has McGregor outside him. That's your chance, and that was saved. It looked as if it could be a excellent right from the start of this game. Gallagher plays it across here to Bruno. This is Kieran Bruno, what a footballer he is. Sharon Dunley's kicking points, but this one's going to drop short into the hands of Michael McGinley. McGinley plays the ball out here to Joe Flynn. Joe Flynn deep inside his own half. Just a one score to show in the second half from Stanley. Right foot, he kicks it, and that's a good score. they're not out of it. We still have time. The watch tells us that there's almost 22 minutes to go on in the second half. There's still time. We're down to 14 men, 4 points down. That's what I'm going to do is to get themselves back really in run terms here.
It's a great score. John Paul Gallo's got a very good left foot. There's a great score on his left foot. Is it from Glenswilly point of view? Is on the holder shape. You don't feel your man down there, nobody can stop playing. Keep playing football, and especially the short running game which suits the team with 14 men target.
Yeah, David Vine's gone on for Glenswilly and Dan McGinley. That's come off. They lead by 1-11. Okay, not good news again, Oisin. So that's Michael Campbell is going to take that title unless Paul can come up with a couple of good holes at 17-18. 2 par 5s, so nothing's happening. Joe Doohan and Daniel Dollar involved in a little bit of a crash there. I think it was purely accidental. So
they've had a good old back on and off the ball.
No doubt about that. And Doohan, in fairness to him, stepping in for regular full back. Adam, who's off on a wedding network, he's done a pretty good job with this ball. He's a talented footballer. He's unemployed. Throwing the ball off to Eugene McGuire. He played it forward, but Neil Dollar gets his foot. Glenswilly with plenty of players behind the ball. 3 spare players inside the 1.5-metre line. And Cloughaneely has to commit players forward, and they're playing far too deep at the moment. John Paul Dollar in there, really, against 2 or 3 defenders. This is Joe Free coming forward. The ball comes back to Liam Coy. Liam Coy in possession. He's broken his way. He's got Sean McGuire here, and there's players coming up. Dollar's coming up the far side. John Paul Dollar decides to shoot himself. Dropping the ball, Joe Free's gone forward into the full forward line. Trying to get there, there's a bit of holding going on. The referee says okay, and it's going to be a 45. Joe Free feeling that he was fouled. Connie O'Gara not happy about it. Is there another referee takes 2 players talking to him?
No, definitely. Likes of Joe Free was having a conversation with him already, and now he's actually booking him. Definitely, they've got the extra man scored the goal. They've lost their shape there, but you just see another shot coming in. Gary Gallagher is coming off the corner back, and Donald Condon. I think they've definitely lost their shape. There's something can happen. 15 minutes, especially in the momentum. Since the goal, definitely Cloughaneely have got the momentum. They've got the momentum back, and they're keeping possession.
Still talking to Joe Free there. Joe Free's talking after getting booked already. Here comes John Paul striking off ball and shoots it over the left. He's got his hands grabbed for the game. What a great game he's had. And he's well agreed with him. He's done well. He talked about it before the game. It was important. He's had a great match. Joe Free again, coming forward, gives it to Liam Coy. Joe Dollar's outside him, he plays it forward to Joe Paul Dollar. Joe Coy running inside him. Barry Cannon gets it and gives it out to John McGinley, the goal scorer, a vital goal scorer. Plays a pass off here to Joe Devine, a substitute for the 17. Devine plays a short one to Daniel Dollar. Daniel Dollar stands up to him again, and there's a nice ball over the top here now for everyone in the team. Energy he has. That's not the fun going today in this game. Stepping inside and trying to get well and still going, and he's the only man forward. The ball not to him, the times are good, and now it's a foul. Shoots, the goalkeeper saves it, and they're free out, and enough. The 26 and a half minutes go in the game.
stage, you look at it, there's 2 minutes left, there's 4 points, and it's going to be the better side. There's no doubt about it. It's been the better side. And the record and Neil Gallagher has been a class at the moment. Doing the centre control, getting his hands up and back and cover. Ably assisted by other players, like the 2 goal players, like Colin Kelly and players.
And Daniel Gallagher. Players up front all doing well. Here's Cloughaneely now, another substitute here. And again, Daniel Cohen plays it across here to Kieran McFadden. Substitutes combining, but it's inside the own half, which won't affect the score line. And certainly will be Glenswilly happy enough. Ball played forward to Liam Coyle again. Liam Coyle gives it off, and a nice bit of play. Kieran McFadden has it, looking for John Paul Gallagher. The ball intercepted again by Neil Gallagher. And he gets support here. Cameron has it. Cameron forces his way out, puts it off to Daniel Gallagher. Nice play by Glenswilly, working the ball out to the far side. And the players going forward and trying to win it. The boys, plenty of energy there, and now it's their substitute. And being the game going forward, and gives it off to Daniel Gallagher. Michael Lynch gives it back to Jeremy Brennan. Goal scorer, the vital goal, the vital time. Really separated the side with Glenswilly, a 5-point lead. He gives it away to Barry Muller. Barry Muller gives it back to Daniel Gallagher again. Poor pass by Daniel Gallagher. And they've lost possession, but they've got it back. And struggling to get possession. Back to Daniel Gallagher. And the child Muller is laid up on the corner. He's in the middle of it. He's got it back to the again. And gives it back to Joe Devine. Joe Devine across to Colin Kelly. Numbers up front, and there's nothing we can do. It's John Paul Gallagher doing his best to make himself available. This exercise when you're up there on your own, well inside the final minute, and the ball decides to go long, but straight into the hands of corner back Harry Gallagher, who's had a steady game. Back it comes to Harry Gallagher again. He's got Joe Devine to his left, he gives it to him inside his own 70-metre line. He's got support to his left hand side here. And John McFadden, very McFadden. Looking to score and all the way for Glenswilly. Pushing the second still continuing. Linesman Robbie O'Donnell's in there. Silly stuff from both players. The ball comes over to McFadden inside the 45, plays the ball across to the far side. And Cloughaneely struggling to get the marking going. The ball goes out now to Daniel Gallagher. Daniel Gallagher looks as if he's going back there. Now he goes forward. Goes to the last couple of moves, and I would say that both moves that with the ball kept the ball for 25 times. Glenswilly held on to the corner into Daniel Gallagher. As you said, the day before he came down the field with the ball, that he just pushed through the centre. He knows now that the game's over. It's interesting. Kieran Horner has come back on again. He wants to be on the field. He wants to come back on the field with the 27 jersey. Glenswilly, 1 second for Cloughaneely. Garrett has done to hold up another substitution. Good achievement for Francie Martin, starting early in his managerial career with great success. Great to see it. It's the famous Marty Moons. They say that they're calling it Glenswilly. They say that's true. They say that it'll be a big night tonight in Glenswilly. They're a big man to fight each other. The substitute has just been on there. Getting possession, Joe Griffin just comes back. We had the big celebrations from the goal tonight, and they're going to be sold because this is an emerging team. It's all about the bullet, and they have good players around the age level as well. They're showing that. Injury time. It'll just be an extra minute or so because they're already down 32, and it's a 5-point lead for Glenswilly. They're supposed to just looking along the pitch. The ball goes into Joe Gallagher. Joe Gallagher coming forward. Through the sideline ball to Glenswilly.
27
on them at the moment, yeah. Just to the for blood substitution, of course. The faces down there on the bench.
It's good for them, Charlie. When you consider they're going to win this match as well, that means that they're going to be a championship game, and the championship game of holding it for Glenswilly. That's great progress for a club too young to come so quickly. And I mean, it's great even in Neil Gallagher factor just to see him out on the field what he's doing for his club out there. That's great. And victory's great and let them enjoy it. Let them consider them on. This competition goes on now to Ulster. Consider that as well. Enjoy themselves for a couple of days, but don't forget about that. Because they've got a nice good team, and when you have a player of the quality of Neil Gallagher, that makes a big difference. We're probably going to play number of cuts, and we've got a big physical strong team to be suited for that player as well. So not just forget about it, enjoy themselves for a couple of days, but watch the players play for them.
Absolutely, we'll do that too. And well inside injury time now, 4 minutes inside injury time, 5 point lead for Cloughaneely. Archie Kelly will wrap up, of course, at the very sport before the end of the programme. And of course, Paul McGinn with 2 down with 2 to play. They didn't slip a bit at the end of the first half. They came out in the second half. And really, Cloughaneely never got their game going in the second half.
Team sales always better than behind We've seen that in a lot of different games this year, but I think they were by far the better side. Cloughaneely were disappointed. But I mean, they achieved what Murdo said to you. They achieved what they wanted to do this year, get promotion, get back up to Glenswilly, maybe play a level of football higher up, made a big difference in this way. If you look at them, the background is maybe they'll say themselves to win that right pass, but even though we're going to buy a time to put the centre out, put him back in his job, still to do that, so take them and make them moves, great moves to do that. We talk about Harry Ellis, Sean Walker, even a fullback, John McFadden, Michael Canning, doing the man-man job as well. Homer well done, Neil Gallagher, and made a big difference. The boners are impressive, the two of them, they're two impressive guys, they do run directly at people. Kelly was very, very impressive. A side, different type of player, sells a side step, goes down the centre. I think a player for the future, watching him, looking at him, he looks very, very tidy player, just deserves a chance to be looked at. Gary McFadden around the corner, 3 points from frees and 1 complete, and then you'd McGregor got the 4 frees, and got the goal with 40 stage, was finished off again running directly, and then didn't score, caused a lot of problems.
Come on, right now. He's having to get plastic that doing
couple of modules and in it bray of the park bray at a shop at a long shop is kinche well me is tilche ek voorkomen die wonen as up ne ashne bray at a fallen shop so bulle was more than die wonen clear play, sport to look at Chattanooga, August, William Away for a new combination of Don Richard, Connie O'Gara, August, the linear father, Village, Garawaga. Is there Coleman, Glenswilly, and Walshaw, August, William and Curran Shaw, and Curran, Carl McLaughlin of Runaway, Captain Glenswilly, Kieran Bonner.
Thank God all the areas did away, First of all, I'd like to thank St Eunan's for the use of their field. Great facilities. And I'd just like to say hard luck to our reserve team. They're unlucky here not to make the county final. They went 2 hard games there. I suppose what really motivated us today was Patrick Hunter, a man lying up in hospital today that gave everything to Glenswilly GA club. Unfortunately, he wasn't here to witness today, but I'm sure Patrick, whenever he gets out, to see the videos and somebody can remind him all of it. So I'd just like to wish Patrick all the best. One other special man too we'd like to thank, not there, Dennis McGrenra. He stuck with us all year, through thick and thin, down making tea and giving out the biscuits, and Michael Cann meeting them all. I'd like to thank Dennis for all his hard work. 2 other great special men, that was Brendan Welsh and Eddie Crawford. Brendan had hard luck with the reserve team, but he came out here today and he seemed to give it all. I'd like to thank Eddie too, they've been there all year. And I'd also like to thank Linda McHugh there for coming along today. But there's one special man we're really going to thank, and I think you all know that before he says his name, and that's Francie Martin. Francie came into the setup last year. Been down playing Division 4 football for a long time. They came on and they helped out in under 21s last year, and they took us to an A final. Took us to a semi-final last year, and we went 2 steps better this year. We made the final and we've also won it. All the hard training all year, all the crying we did to him, but all the sprinting, but thank God it paid off in the end up. And lastly of all, I'd like to thank everybody that come here today, the supporters. I know we haven't been great in the league, but thank God you turned out today and supported us. So. Good job with all these boys up here, reminding me what to say here. I'd like to thank Cloughaneely for a very hard and tough and sporting game. I think a lot of people had us ruled off and had wrote them as favourites. A couple of people then had us ruled as favourites. But I think the real winner here today was football. So I'd like 3 cheers there for Cloughaneely. And last of all this, I hope to see you all in church all the night.